All right, so Ben Johnson just revealed the hardest part of this Bears offense for him to fix. And I thought this was super interesting. So I wanted to share with you guys. So what is going on, y'all? Fox Sports Stall back at it with another video talking. It's Metaphor here to talk about the Chicago Bears. So if you're a Bears fan, guys, please do hit that subscribe button down below. Please make sure to hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I drop a new video. All right, let's hop into this. So Ben Johnson was asked questions about the Bears offense by reporters, and he specifically talked about the thing that will take the longest to fix with the Bears offense, all right? And it's not what you might think, all right? So he basically said the following: the team drills in 7-on-7 reps were focused on the red zone and near the goal line. The area, Johnson said, takes the longest as an offense to get really good at the red zone passing game. And he said the following: it's tighter windows throughout, so we emphasize different types of throws, front pylon, back pylon, front line, high back five on the back line throws. And so there's just some of those that you're working in a team setting or a 7-on-7 setting, and you're just trying to find an open receiver and fit it in. But then when you're in routes versus air, you can really hone in on the detail of where you want to put that ball and the placement of that ball. All right. And so basically, Ben Johnson's talking about the red zone offense. And let me give you some numbers here, all right, that are really interesting. So last year, the Bears ranked dead last, all right, dead last in red zone scoring attempts per game, all right? So they weren't even getting in the red zone, which is not surprising. That's why the previous coaching staff is no longer here. So they were dead last in red zone attempts. But what about as far as red zone scoring? 27th out of 32 teams, all right? So bottom 5 in the NFL. Guess where the Lions were? And this is the interesting part, because that wasn't interesting for the Bears. That was just pathetic. Guess where the Lions were in both of these categories? So red zone scoring attempts and red zone scoring in the NFL. Number one. Number one in both categories. That is why Ben Johnson is an offensive genius. So here's the thing, folks. This makes all the sense in the world. I mean, I just go back to like playing Madden, right? You guys have played Madden, obviously, and I have as well. And when you get into the red zone, everything just gets tighter. It's so much harder to, throw the football, less space, tighter windows. It is definitely harder. So I agree with Ben Johnson here, saying that this is going to be the hardest thing for the Bears to, sort of master and get good at. And the red zone area, you really want to master if you want to become a good offensive football team. And to me, this is what I will just say. Part of my reservations with the running game for this Bears team, with its current running back roster, or running back room, if you will, with Swift, Roschon, and Kyle Manangai, was that I just didn't believe we had great red zone, short yardage runners, right? And so that was my worry. Hey, if we are in the red zone, do we have a guy where you can just hand the ball off to him? He can, pound the rock, get you some hard yards in the red zone where it's harder to throw, right? It's much easier midfield, right? You're starting your drive. You can air it out as much as you want. But in the red zone, you want to run the football just because, again, it's safer. And the Lions were able to do that with Gibbs and Montgomery. They had two great running backs, right? Both with different skill sets. And to me, that was my worry here. Now, I hope I'm wrong, and Swift and Roschon and Kyle Manangai are all end up having great seasons and are good in the red zone. But we just don't have a bruiser, if you will. I think Roschon's probably the closest that we have to a short yardage back, if you will, that can just, push the pile forward and keep churning yards. But the other guys, again, I have my reservations. But what I don't have my reservation on is Ben Johnson and him eventually mastering this, and Caleb also mastering this. The good thing, though, is that we have some big time weapons, literally big time as in they're great, and big time as in they're big in size, because you have Colson Loveland, who you can utilize in the red zone, Cole Kmet. These are huge red zone targets, right, as tight ends. And then Rome Odunze is a big target, right? He's a big dude. And then DJ Moore as well, you could potentially use. So, like, our offensive skill players, if you will, they're all big guys. They're not small, diminutive guys where you have to worry about, hey, if I throw it to them, could it get picked off? You just lob it up to Colson Lovely, he can get it. You lob it up to Colt Kmet, he can get it. So to me, doesn't have to be the run game. You could, again, use the short yardage passing game here. But to me, this is going to be crucial, man. The difference in winning a lot of the times is going to come down to, hey, do you get 3 points or do you get 7 points when you're in the red zone? So really, really hoping that Ben Johnson is able to improve this red zone scoring offense for the Chicago Bears, but I really do believe that he will. It'll just take a little bit of time. So let me know what you guys think about that. Did you think that was interesting, that this is the hardest part of the offense to master? I certainly do think so. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts as always. Thanks for watching.